Noah's Heart, a new open world MMORPG that came out in 2022. And let me tell you guys, there was some crazy hype around this game. Apparently it was like 6 million registered players that registered to the game. It had crazy amount of hype. The game looked to be fantastic, but it did not go as planned. So I'll be letting you guys know how this game is doing today, if it's worth playing or not in 2023. So let's jump right into it. So Noah's Heart first teased their game back in 2020. They made like a trailer about it, and the game seemed to look really good, and they released it last year, like I said, and they are created by the same, as you can't tell, if you can't tell, it is made by the same developers that made Dragon Raja, Archosaurus. Now, if you guys do not know, Archosaurus previous name used to be Zulong, which made World of Kings. World of Kings, one of the best MMOs on mobile raid wise ever made, and then they made Dragon Raja, which was a great success. The whole new anime style game looked fantastic, and what they wanted to do was recreate the success they had with Dragon Raja, but do it even better. Okay, they were gonna make some crazy amount of money. Dragon Raja was super pay to win, and they made a bunch of money on that game, so they wanted to do the same thing. But this game launched, like I said, last year, and everything they hoped for did not happen. Now, they apparently said they had 6 million pre-registered players. Now, in my opinion, that is no way that has 6 million pre-registered players to the game. Like, they had a lot of hype around it, but those numbers were obviously exaggerated. You can see it on their social media. You know how much engagement they got. You clearly tell that they did not have 6 million pre-registered players, but that's not a big thing, because still you release a good game and get a good chunk amount of players that could sustain the game. So it was probably because of the hype, right? They made, oh, we're gonna have 6 million players coming to the game, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, jump on it, you don't want to miss out, you know, work on that FOMO that people have, you know. But they launched a game, and guys, let me tell you, it was a disaster. And when I say disaster, I actually mean disaster, because this is not like a typical generic game MMO that they launched. This is a game they worked on for a long time. They took everything I was hoping that they learned from Dragon Raja and put it into this game, but they did not do any of that. Now, this game ended up being a gacha MMORPG. They saw probably the success of gacha games like Genshin Impact, and they released their own open world MMORPG with the gacha aspect. So you can roll for gacha heroes, try to get good gacha heroes, spend a lot of money in the game, and the game had full-on auto. It was good, the world looked good, but the PC client, they tried to like say we have a PC client and a mobile client. The PC client was absolutely awful, and the game it was said to have the biggest open world in a mobile MMO was not true. A lot of stuff was like instant, like the dungeons, the bosses and stuff, and overall it was just not like a good gaming experience. Even though the world looked nice, it was not all what they have hyped up. So the game actually ended up dying pretty fast, surprisingly, because these type of MMOs, from what I've seen from my experience in the MMORPG genre, is that these type of games that have like good quality to them last about at least a year before they die. So that's why I was making this video, right? I was making a video about Noah's Heart in 2023, and what I realized pretty fast is that this game died like few months after the launch. They didn't even last like 3 months. It was crazy. I was looking through their social media, and their last post was in 2022, which was like 3 months after. The discords, I couldn't find a discord anywhere. I was looking at the reddits, and it seems like everybody ended up quitting. The last post on Reddit was like 9 months ago, so everybody quit this game fairly fast. So my guess is what happened is they realized that they were not gonna make the money back that they invested in the game, right? It was absolutely horrendous. So they laid off a lot of people. The social media managers probably laid off. The content update was nothing. But what these games do, most MMOs do, is when the games are doing bad, they already have like updates and content planned. So what they did is they ended up like launching new heroes so they can make that money back as much as they could, right? Recoup on their losses. They started launching out new heroes. People started rolling on the gacha. There was no proper content updates, especially the content they had planned. So this game was absolutely terrible and horrendous. And I'm sitting here, right? And I am thinking to myself, how do you mess this up, right? Because if you're looking for like a gacha MMORPG, Tower of Fantasy is like a perfect example of how you're supposed to do it. A quality product, a quality game, a good PC client, good mobile client, active community, good heroes, combat was fluid, the game looks good. You want to like spend money when you're playing Tower of Fantasy, but when you played this game, it was like you spent so much time in it. You have all this experience from Dragon Raja. How do you go wrong with this game? How is it not a good how have you guys not tested this right beforehand and done your research on it? Because this could have been a good, fantastic game. Like, I don't understand why they went the gacha route, and I don't understand why they ended up trying to copy Dragon Raja as much as possible. Because I'm gonna be honest, Zulong or Archosaurus, when they came out with World of Kings, it was a fantastic game. What World of Kings needed was a little bit more effort, probably a newer World of Kings, but the same concept, just better animation, better combat, a little bit better if they went that route. But they ended up going the Dragon Raja route, which makes sense because that was what's popular then, which was 3-4 years ago. How would you try to launch the exact same game so many years later and try and hope it will be success? And every single video on their YouTube is nothing about the game. It's all about their new SSR heroes. Hey, we launched a new SSR hero. Make sure you roll gacha for it. We launched a SSR hero. This whole monetization is so predatory. I do not like it at all. Because if you're gonna try to milk money, you gotta deliver a product. You gotta deliver either updates for people that are playing the game, or you gotta some value, some quality gameplay, and they did nothing. And it was such a waste, because I could see this project, Noah's Heart, if you give it to like other developers, they would love this project because they had such a massive world, and the exploration was fun. They had like jetpacks and stuff, and the world overall looked fun. The bosses looked fun, but the combat was just not it. The clients were done awful. It was a lot of bugs and glitches, and of course the gacha and the pay to win was crazy. But if you give this project to somebody else, they would have done such a great job with it. So basically what happened is they launched a game that had a lot of like server merges, and it just wasn't it. It was a game that should probably came out 3 years ago, like when Dragon Raja came out, or like a year after Dragon Raja. But today, on today's market, there's so many better alternatives than this game. You have like, perfect example is Tower of Fantasy. It's a better example, and I can still say wholeheartedly, even though this game came out like 3 years after Dragon Raja is still a better game than this, which is crazy to me. You launch a game 3 years later and you launch like a worse Dragon Raja. This game had like incredible bad voice acting. A lot of people complained about it. It was like all over Reddit. I was like doing research on it. People like the voice acting was so bad. Like, I don't care as much for voice acting because I play it on mute anyways. But when people are mainly complaining about the voice acting like this much, it must have been terrible. They didn't even spend money on it. It probably had some like random guy from the studio like do all the voice acting. Even AI could have done a better job. So what I see for this game, Noah's Heart, is probably is going to be shutting down very soon, because they don't have the population to maintain it. The only thing they have left, they're not going to put any money into like reviving the game, like marketing the game, fixing all these issues, getting new content updates, working on it, keeping up the servers. They're not going to do that because they already know that this is a loss. Like, if they because it's like huge gamble for them now, right? Because they already lost a lot of money. Are they going to lose even more and try to revive this game, or just gonna like give up? Looks like you're gonna give up. So I don't see this game like staying alive for much longer. They might pull like a Dragon Raja, be like, hey, we have Noah's Heart classic servers, so we fixed a lot of stuff, and then try to milk the player base some more. But overall, I don't think that this game has a future. And I really want to say, if Archosaurus, probably they're not watching this video, but if you guys are watching this video, please listen to your feedback, listen to the community. It's so essential these days in 2023 with social media like it is, Discord like it is. We know, like us players, we know what we want to play. There's so many options out there. You guys have the budget, you guys have the developers, you guys have the experience to make a fantastic MMORPG. Okay, if you listen to feedback, you listen to what the community actually wants, you guys can make the best MMORPG in that anime style like you guys want, but with less predatory cash shops. You know, listen to the community, listen to the feedback. You guys can definitely make a good MMORPG. But Noah's Heart, again, it's so sad to see a great project with this much hype fail like this, but it's kind of like deserving at the same time, because you're hoping for like this fantastic game that they have marketed and they don't deliver on that. And then when you don't deliver, when you like kind of lie to the community about this fantastic MMO they're making and it's coming out soon, and it end up being a game, it deserves to die like it did, right? And I really wish like everybody that, like, you know, you get invested in a game, you take so many years, like think about the developers, it takes so many years to make this. You kind of feel sad that this is the project they ended up in, because probably most likely because of the directors and producers and stuff that make the game. But that is all about Noah's Heart. Again, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys play Noah's Heart at all, or was it? I feel like this game had like no marketing at all. I think they were just going on the hype of Dragon Raja. I hope that people played it. They did like terrible job of marketing too. I think I did a great job marketing. I made like a TikTok. I got like 50,000 views or something on Noah's Heart, and they didn't even pay me, man. It was free marketing, you know. But that is it for Noah's Heart. You know, it's sad to see such a great potential go to waste, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know which game you guys want to hear about next. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye bye.